For this exercise, I'm going to create a brand new email message. And all that I want to show you is a couple of options that we have for inserting symbols. I'll go over here to the Insert tab, and all the way over on the right, we have equation, symbol, and horizontal line. Now, equation is something that most people are not going to use, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. But if I click equation, then this big equation builder thing comes up. And this is another new thing to the ribbon. Whenever you create certain things, then a new tab will appear there that's related to that new thing you're creating. And Microsoft realized, why do I need this to show up all the time? Because chances are most people aren't going to, do this specific task. So they designed the ribbon to do just that. This will only show up when you're going to create an equation. And this gets very complex. Again, I'm not going to fool with it too much. If you want to go in there and, create some equation, then you're more than welcome to. But let's go back to actually inserts where I want to be, and I'll click on the equation, hit the delete button. The thing that I do want to show you is the one underneath equation, and that is symbol. This is really handy because there's lots of symbols that people would use. I'm sure you've probably tried to create an email message, and there's something that you wanted to put in there just to make things look a little more professional or just to make them look neater. But you didn't really know how to do it. You didn't want to go through the hassle of maybe using the character map or something like that. A lot of those symbols are available right here. These are the more common ones. So let's do copyright and then put 2008. Okay, doesn't that look very professional? Yes, it does. And let's do another one like maybe the, what is this, the infinity? Yeah, the infinity symbol. All those things that really, there's no key on the keyboard for them, right? And you can go to more symbols, and there's even some more stuff that you can use here. We've got some of the more uncommon fractions. And incidentally, the reason that not all fractions are showing up here is because, let's scroll up here and just take a look at most of these are regular. Okay, here's your regular alphabet. And then we'll scroll back down here. Here is some specialty symbols. And then we've got these kind of odd fractions. This is because they want to give you a way to do this, but these are fractions that people don't type a whole lot. Things that are more common, like half, 3/4, that'll actually happen automatically inside of Outlook. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But if you want to use one of these, like for example, click 1/3, hit insert, it gets popped in there where your cursor was, and we can close this and go back to business. Now, what did I mean about half? Well, if you do 1/2 and hit the space bar, it automatically gets turned into 1/2. Same thing if you do 3/4, hit the space bar, it gets turned into 3/4. What if you're trying to write 3 divided by 4? Well, then back up. So you hit the backspace key one time. That changes it back to the original way that you wrote it, or that you typed it, I should say. And then you can go about your typing. Okay, so with some of the more common fractions, 1/2, hit the space bar, it'll get converted automatically. Or 3/4 space bar, and then if you don't want it to actually make that change to the fraction, hit the space bar, and Outlook knows that that's what you meant, that it needs to change it and put it back to the way that you typed it. And our last option, which is really simple, is just if we want to insert a horizontal line there in the email. And that is a dynamic line. If I change the size of my viewable window here, you'll notice that the size of that line changes to compensate. What I'm going to do in the next exercise is use some of the skills that we've gone through in the last several videos, and I'm going to actually create a newsletter for you just so you can see, how I work and what Outlook is capable of producing.